Tiffany Palliser was an assistant manager at a Panera Bread in South Florida. She says her morning started at 5 a.m., opening the store, putting out the food, and doing a lot of prep work. But once customers started arriving, she says her job didn't exactly look like what you'd expect from an assistant manager.
Maybe I would work cashier that day. Maybe I would work the line prepping salads and doing things like that. And that's where I spent the majority of the rest of my shift.
Palliser estimates she worked 50 to 55 hours a week. And because of her title, she made salary. She says she wasn't paid for any of her overtime. Palliser participated in a collective action complaint accusing Covelli Enterprises, the largest franchise of the brand, of not paying hundreds of assistant managers overtime. Panera and Covelli Enterprises have not responded to our request for comment. The lawsuit settled for several millions, and Palliser received a settlement payment. But for her, this issue is about more than just getting fair compensation.
I couldn't be there for my children. I couldn't be there for my husband. A lot of things in our life suffered greatly because of it.
This is not a unique situation. A growing number of employers are mislabeling rank-and-file workers as managers, according to a recent paper. Why? The paper alleges companies actually want to avoid paying overtime. Federal law requires employers to pay time and a half in overtime for people who work more than 40 hours or make less than about $35,500 a year. But if a worker is a manager, companies don't have to pay overtime. Advocates like Paul Son at the National Employment Law Project call that wage theft.
These big corporations, for example, dollar stores or fast food chains, will deliberately understaff their facilities and then instead rely on a group of low-paid workers whom they label managers to run the operations.
A recent study published in the National Bureau of Economic Research backs this up. Umi Gurun is a co-author of that study.
Companies are about 5 times more likely to post a job posting that says, this job is you are going to be called a coffee cart manager or shampoo manager or any kind of just a sandwich making manager.
Panera Bread, JP Morgan, and Walmart are just some of the companies who settled multi-million-dollar lawsuits for misclassifying workers. The Biden administration is trying to fix this. They have a proposed overtime rule that is slated to be published in May, according to their agenda. But some business leaders aren't happy about potential changes. A vice president at the National Retail Federation said in a statement to NBC News, should the Labor Department change overtime regulations, it will have a detrimental impact on retailers' ability to offer the most flexible, generous, and tailored benefits packages to lower-level exempt employees. Kristen Dahlgren, NBC News.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.